2 months ago, I get home and she left a note. My friend calls it Exhibit A. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, took most of our savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back. Maybe a year, maybe sooner. She knew I'd understand.
She tried to come back after 4 months of a solo trip, then this happens. I'm sick as hell, so you guys get Dark Griffin mind today.
My wife abandoned me 2 months ago to find herself.
Ooh.
We know what that means, bro.
These never end good.
We know what that means.
My wife Mary's family had a history of dementia, developing memory issues in their mid to late 50s.
Okay.
We have talked a lot last year about taking the remaining college fund and our regular savings, selling or renting the house. We were ready to downsize anyway, quit our jobs, and travel for a year or until the money runs out. 2 months ago, I get home and she left a note. My friend calls it Exhibit A. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, took most of our savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back. Maybe a year, maybe sooner. She knew I'd understand. Her location is turned off. My calls go directly to voicemail. I texted the kids a picture of the note.
That's terrible.
I closed all joint cards and accounts.
Smart.
I waited a month to see if she'd come back, hopefully before she spent our savings.
So she's worried about her health, worried about her memory going down the toilet. So you guys decide to do this last hurrah kind of trip. And then at the last second, she just decides to do it by doing herself, bro. And they have children together. What a crazy way to really spit in your husband's face. Spit in your whole family's face, really. She is basically saying that she regrets all of the time that they spent together. That's basically it. She doesn't want to spend her somewhat final last moments with him. But this guy's actions were actually pretty solid. So he closed the joint bank accounts, canceled the credit cards and all this kind of stuff. And then he just tells the children what she did. Like, that's pretty gangster. But dude, it's so crazy how she wants some of her last memories to be just by herself partying without her family. And of course, you just know she's gonna be lining up dude after dude. Wild behavior.
I get random texts and she sporadically posts on Instagram. Of course, she has her comments turned off.
Oh.
I want to block her so bad, but my lawyer advised me that it's better to maintain a communication channel that's not through our kids. Her last post was from Hawaii. She put in the comments how great a husband I was for letting her take this trip.
Whoa.
I'm barely making it, paying 2 cars, a mortgage, household bills, insurance, hoping there are no emergencies because I have no savings. And she's enjoying our trip.
And she's even trying to maintain this public appearance like, oh, my husband, he's totally fine with it. Her voice is a little bit deeper now. She's posting on Instagram like, damn, my husband is such a good guy. He's such a good guy, letting me go out on solo trips when he's sitting at home going broke and he's absolutely not okay with it. It's crazy, man. She's putting up just a fake facade of what is actually going on. It's always interesting when women do stuff like this because it just shows you how important the public appearances are. You know, anyway, let's keep going.
I'm no fool. She's hooking up with guys. She looks good. She'll have 0 problems getting men. I texted her and asked if she was sleeping around. A week later, she responded that wasn't true.
A week later.
So I'm drinking alone on a Friday night, and she's somewhere, probably on a beach, enjoying her life. And then relevant comments. Somebody says, thanking you for letting her take this trip is basically her saying, when I get through living this single life, I'll be coming back to the comfort and security of a married life. When she returns, I'd say, welcome home. Here are your walking papers. And OP responded, she is 100% under the delusion that she's coming back to a marriage. She had a few conversations with our daughter, and she's convinced I'll understand and forgive her. So she is speaking to the kids. I asked her to send me an address to serve her papers.
What?
She only told me that we'll work it out when she comes home. Like the we will.
So crazy because he even asked her, are you sleeping around? That's what he texted her. And then a week later, she says, no, I promise I'm not. I'm not, I swear. Like really, she must think this guy is a bozo. An absolute pushover. She thinks this guy is just going to accept it. That he's just going to accept her essentially abandoning him, taking tons of his money, cheating on him endlessly. And she thinks like, oh yeah, he's just gonna be stoked. He's gonna be so happy about this. He'll be so understanding that I was on my personal journey. I found myself in 50 dudes' different beds. Wow. Like, she really has no respect for this guy whatsoever. She doesn't consider him, think about how he's doing. None of it, man. None of it.
I'm not looking forward to her returning. It has to happen, but when she comes back, I'll have to deal with her. The divorce, getting the house ready to sell, dividing all of our stuff, finding a new place to live. I'm hoping she'll stay away until after New Year's, but my daughter says she thinks her mom will be home for Christmas, either to stay or visit.
Dude,
my lawyer
what?
will have papers ready to serve her. Hopefully she'll just agree to the terms and continue her travels. Look at the phone bill to see where she's at and possibly going. I did look at her usage and I did notice that she doesn't post on social media until after she leaves a place.
She is so calculated and it's sick.
Yes.
Like when she posted about Hawaii, she made a call that day that originated in Los Angeles. She posted about a cruise and I figured out the dates, trying to serve her at the port possibly.
A cruise?
Oh, okay.
A cruise?
Can you imagine hopping off the boat and getting served at the pier?
But it ended a couple of days before she posted.
Okay, so that actually answers it. He's trying to get her divorce papers, but she's being so sneaky, not responding, totally dodging all of his messages and everything. So he can't lock her down to actually get her the divorce papers. Bro, she is so devious, but again, at the same time, she's posting all of this on social media, just so, look at me, look at my life, I'm having the best time. Yeah. Like, truly, she is just living way off in Disneyland. She's living a fantasy right now, but pretending for everyone like, oh, everything is so good and our marriage is going to be fine. I'm just going to show up and he's going to be so stoked. Well, let's see what happens.
And then there's updates. Okay, so my wife texted me in the middle of December that she'd be home for Christmas. I told her that our daughter and I, would be at my brother's. She obviously wasn't welcome. I'd leave her car in the driveway, in the fob in the backyard. She wasn't allowed in the house unless I was there. She didn't have keys to get in. She spent Christmas with her sister. When I got back, I met with her. I decided not to be overly confrontational because I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of thinking I cared enough to be mad. She was taken aback about how detached I was. I could tell it bothered her that I didn't show much emotion, not even anger. I just wanted her to agree to a divorce.
It says she was gone for 4 months, bro. 4 months. Like, this guy has been going through it for that entire time. He's probably already gotten over her to some extent. He's already processed a lot of what has happened. That his wife essentially just betrayed him. And now he's just stoic, cold as hell. He doesn't care. But really, she tried showing back up. She just wants to fit right back into her family. Just like nothing happened. Just like she didn't do anything. Bro, this sounds like some kind of mental break even. This is crazy, man. She essentially tried to take a 4-month break from her marriage and expected this guy to be totally cool with it, but nah. He's cold as ice.
My daughter stopped talking to her / texting her.
Yeah,
she's pretty upset.
makes
Her
sense.
worry turned to anger when she realized her mom wasn't having a mental breakdown, but just being selfish. If her mom was
Damn.
sticking around, they could probably work through it eventually. I just care that my daughter is happy, so whatever she decides, I'll support. Number 2, did she spend all of the money? About half. I think she realized she needed to figure it out before she completely ran out of money. I asked her why she didn't just get a divorce before she left. Then she wouldn't have to do this behind our backs, and she would have plenty of money without stealing our joint savings.
Yeah.
She claims that she didn't want a divorce, that she wanted us to live whatever life she figured out. I told her that's not how marriages work, one person deciding for the other. In talking / texting our daughter, her family, my texts and voicemails, she realized I might not forgive her. She was right about that.
Might.
So she might have to visualize a future without me.
No, you start visualizing a future without me. Are you crazy?
Wow. Yeah, bro, this is some peak TikTok delusion right here, man. She really thought she could just walk right back into his life. Walk back into the family's life. But nah, bro, she left a nuclear bomb behind. The second she left with half their savings, screwing over her husband, neglecting their daughter. Like, bro, what the hell, man? This is actually insane. Bro, the thing is, she mentioned some of her family members had dementia and she's worried about getting it in the future. See, all this dude had to do was, before they go on the trip, just say, baby, we already went on the trip. What are you talking about? But baby, we already went on the trip. Don't you remember? We went to Hawaii, we went to Beijing, we went to Kuala Lumpur, we went to freaking Qatar, we went to Ulaanbaatar. Don't you remember any of this, babe? That's so... Bro, that's so evil. And then, bro, you could have just avoided all of this. And she'll just be thinking, oh, I guess that dementia's setting in finally. I'm losing it. I got the Alzheimer's.
I'm actually really happy with how it all turned out. Our divorce is far from final, but we agreed on the big things. We'll sell the house, how to split the retirement and profit from the house, how to pay back the money she took, and what I spent maintaining the household. I got most of what I wanted from the settlement. She'll soon be mostly out of my life. I won't have to pay alimony, and because she's choosing to make significantly less money than I was, I won't be forced to support her.
That is not a bad conclusion, actually. Sounds like he's getting a pretty good deal. The fact that she actually has to pay back the money as well, that is pretty solid, actually. When a woman says, find herself, it means it's over. Yeah, 100%. Bro, honestly, I want you guys to leave a comment if that has happened to you. Because I swear, this is such a common phrase thing for women to say. This dude's been in an open relationship with her from the moment they met. He just didn't know about it. You know, this really could be one of those situations, because when you have somebody like this that is so just, I mean, purely it's just narcissism, man. I mean, it's just the inability to see outside of yourself. Like, she truly did not care whatsoever about what this guy wanted. So I mean, there could definitely be some mental issues going on. This whole time she didn't see any issues with what she was doing. So probably throughout the relationship there was some infidelity, some messed up things that she's done. But she just didn't say anything. A man will give up his happiness for his family. A woman will give up her family for her happiness. Yeah, bro, that sums up the story pretty much. Because genuinely, just for this few month fling, she could go party and do her thing. She has genuinely ruined her entire family unit. Totally nuked it. She sacrificed the relationship with her husband and with her daughter. And really, now she's gonna have to spend essentially the rest of her life atoning for what she did just in those few months. But it sounds like the family's gonna be better off without her. Let's just be real. Thoughts and comments down below. Now let's get on with the show.
Put a finger down if you recently became pregnant and you found out you're about 2 or so months along, and you're super excited to hear that you're having a second baby, but now you're super nervous to tell your husband because he made it very clear after you just had this first baby of yours that it was a one and done type of thing, which you agreed upon. But now that you hear you're having a second baby, you're super excited to tell him and super excited to have this baby. So you come up with a way to get him excited, and you do. It's a very creative way, and it's a little TikTok trend of we listen and we don't judge. And while you're filming this with your husband and you're getting ready to tell him that you're having a second baby together, he decides to break the news that he got a snip snip circumcision 4 months ago, meaning that he hasn't been able to have kids in 4 months, but yet somehow you're pregnant and it's only been 2 months. That's when you go from being really excited you're about to tell your husband that you're having a second baby together to being really confused about how that's even possible. And in the midst of all this chaos, you decide to just stop filming. You edit the video anyway and save it to your drafts because you think it'll be funny for later. And then you go on your vacation. But when you come back from your vacation, you look at your TikTok and you see it didn't save to your drafts. It posted on TikTok. And so now millions of people, strangers, friends, family, and in-laws have now seen that you and your husband are having a second baby. And yet your husband still does not know you are having a second baby together because you don't know how to tell him at this point.
Lying trepidatious 304s, man. What the hell? I swear, man, women that post on social media, especially the video format, that is one of the biggest red flags now in the modern world. You cannot date female content creators. You literally just can't do it.